Happy Sunday, Tampa Bay. We're with you for another week to talk about the local real estate market here on the Duncan Duo Show. Joined by my normal co-host, Mike Yates, who is with Atlantic Bay Mortgage. Robert Johnson with our real estate team is on with us today, as well as Angela Duncan for the fourth time. I think it is the fourth.
I think it's like the sixth now.
Oh, look, she's tallying it up. And Scott Wickert with the South Tampa YMCA. And we're going to start off talking to Scott today. Angela and I are doing a series once a month where we talk about our community involvement, some of the charities we work with, and Angela serves on the board at the South Tampa YMCA. We want to have you come on and talk about some things that you guys are working on, as well as I think educate some consumers about some misnomers with the Y and some things people don't quite understand. So Scott, appreciate you coming on. Thanks so much for jumping on our show with us.
Yeah, Andrew, thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.
And so a lot of people, I think, misunderstand the YMCA sometimes. They don't realize that it's fully driven charitable organization that relies on impact from its members and the public to thrive.
Yeah, absolutely. We are actually a four-star charity, and what we do is we raise money throughout the year to really go back to the South Tampa community. Everything that we raise, like I said, goes right back to trying to provide opportunities for children and families that can't afford our services, mainly for summer camp, swim lessons. We've got a various number of different programs, but really it's just the giving back to the South Tampa community.
And I think I've been a member of the Y for probably 7-8 years now. I play basketball 3 nights a week there. And I coached my daughter for a few years. She played in the leagues there, and I do see the impact. You see some of the kids who, kind of started out there, and didn't, had a scholarship, and they needed some help to become a member, and then they kind of thrive, or they become a really good athlete, or they become a really good student. And I feel like when I was a kid, not here locally, but the YMCA was like my babysitter. It's like I'm at the Y for a couple hours, I'm working out, I'm learning, I'm going to classes, and it's such an integral part of the community. I think there's a lot of resources and things you guys do that people don't know about too, and that's something I think that we want to expose on the show today. You guys have some initiatives coming up that are really important to you guys. What are a few of those?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So some of the things that we have going on, mainly are healthy living initiatives. Some of the things that, people don't really know what the Healthy Living Initiative is, but, Paddling for Parkinson's, unfortunately, there's a big group of folks that are battling Parkinson's right now, and these evidence-based programs, really help people to, reduce tremors. We have a Livestrong program, which we'll talk about with the Goody Goody race coming up. But for those that don't know what Livestrong is, it's a cancer survivor program. So folks that are, unfortunately going through the tough struggle of their life, we try to rebuild their muscle mass, build up their endurance levels, build up their sense of worth, because they're probably depressed, they're upset, they're struggling, and we want to be able to welcome them into our YMCA, and this is all free. So this is a 12-week program that we have throughout the year to encourage people to come in, get healthy again, be positive, and really try to feed off of other folks that are going through the same struggles as them.
And if you haven't checked out the South Tampa Y recently, you guys went through an expansive renovation, added an enormous, amazing pool, lots of parking, lots of extra fitness, high-end fitness equipment, and it's definitely got a more modern, open vibe and feel to it. So if you haven't checked it out, or you're a member somewhere else, come give the Y a visit, certainly. So we've got, what else is coming up, Scott?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Goody Goody race, I touched on that a few minutes ago. We actually have the Goody Goody restaurant downtown is sponsoring our turkey gobble this year. It's Thanksgiving morning, so for those of you that want to get up and exercise early, it starts at 7 a.m. It is a 5K, 8K road race, but there's also a 1-mile walk. So for the families that have little kids, strollers, and dogs, we welcome them to come down and participate. And again, all the proceeds go towards our Livestrong program.
That's awesome. Angela and I, we won't run in that one, but we're running in another one.
But we have been to Goody Goody.
Right, we have been to Goody Goody.
Yes.
It's funny, Angela and I have a little nice competition. She's a runner and I'm not. I haven't been a runner, and I've been getting in shape, and I'm catching up. I'm catching up to her. We went on a run in San Diego. What was that? Probably back in
May or June,
and we were going on like a 2.5, 3 mile run. I stayed with her for about a mile, and then a mile and a half maybe, and I was done. And so I've been getting in better shape since then. So we've had a little family trash talk about who's going to win the next 5K. Our daughter included, because she runs, and then Angela's dad. The funny part of the story is Angela's dad is
65?
60. He's going to smoke us all.
Yeah.
Like he's a runner. Like he's going to blow us all away. So
Yeah, we're actually doing a 5K this Saturday for the YMCA, the Northdale location.
Oh, that's
Their
great.
pumpkin run. So
Yes.
I hope to beat you, but I'm not sure.
Well, Andrew, I can tell you that for those that, perhaps maybe aren't runners but do want to get involved, they can go to runsignup.com and volunteer.
Oh, that's
There's
a great
lot of different volunteer opportunities.
Runsignup.com.
Runsignup.com.
That's awesome. And anything else at the Y that you guys are working on? I know you guys have the banner program, which is great for businesses and entrepreneurs. A lot of people, we've been a member of that for 5 or 6 years, I think, and it's actually, believe it or not, I mean, if you're an active member there and you put a banner up, people will come up and talk to you about it and mention it. And so in addition to it being a great charity thing for, the community in the South Tampa Y, for a business owner, it's also exposure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a nonprofit organization, most people don't realize that that's who we are. In all the banner programs that we have, I mean, I think there's about 100 banners throughout the building that help raise money for our campaign. And more importantly, it's about volunteerism. That's really what the Y started on. Angela, obviously, being a member of the board, the volunteer opportunities are a ton. So, some of the things that we are always looking for are board members. We're always looking for coaches. We're looking for participants at special events. Last week we had our Boo Bash in celebration of Halloween. So Angela was there helping us out, and we had over 300 participants. So
that's awesome.
We do have special events that happen pretty much every other month. So go online to our website, or you can check us out on Facebook or on our Twitter feed, and I'd love to get people involved.
What's your Twitter feed so I can follow it too? Is it out? I'm sure I can look it up. It's probably at South Tampa.
Tampa YMCA.
Yes.
Okay, at Tampa YMCA. Okay, perfect. That's awesome. And so, Angela and I, we talk about this. We're doing this monthly where we come on and talk about the community involvement and the things that we do. And I think it's interesting because, for us, we wanted to really, our foundation, we wanted to work with a handful of charities that really had a local impact. I think sometimes people don't realize the why, because there's locations all over the country. It's a big organization, but realistically, it still requires such a local footprint. Like the South Tampa Y is really geared around South Tampa, and while it might get some help or from corporate, the stuff that's coming in to South Tampa stays here, and I think that was the one thing that we weren't aware of, that we didn't know, that really does make it, a local charity too.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we're starting this year is a Togetherhood program. Togetherhood is actually a national program through the YMUSA, headquartered in Chicago. And what we do is, the YMCA as a charity will always look for donations, but this is our way of giving back. And so we have actually a committee of about 7 people that are coming up with ideas of what we can do in South Tampa specifically to go out and say, you know what, we're here to help you and do service projects. We're actually looking to do 4 service projects a year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So for anybody that is in need of some help, please let us know. We will be recruiting members as well to participate. Awesome. So I've actually seen this program firsthand, and the impact that it has can be pretty astronomical.
That's awesome. Yeah, that I know we would, and several people from our company, I think, would be interested in helping with that. Some of the service projects are a great company bond too, because you get your team and your people out there kind of working together and doing good, out in the community. Anything else you want to add that we haven't gotten to today, Scott, that you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, it was basically just about volunteering, about the goody turkey gobble, and then obviously our healthy living initiatives. I mean, there's a ton of things. We could go on for hours and talk about all the different.
Are they going to give out like burgers like every quarter mile or something? Because then I'm in. We might even come back from our trip just to hit a hamburger like every half mile, get a goody burger.
The goody restaurant's actually be providing complimentary breakfast that morning.
Okay, all right.
So for those that are going to be running or walking, there will be food there. Absolutely.
All right, perfect. So
and make sure to check out for volunteer information. Tampa YMCA.org is the website for the volunteer information.
TampaYMCA.org for any volunteering, and runsignup.com
yeah, all of our event
for the
information,
Gobble.
everything is at the website.
Awesome. And if you want to come challenge me at basketball, I'm there Mondays and Wednesdays and Sundays. So Yates,
what time do you get there?
Yates was a pretty good high school player. He scored about 20 a game, was a really good shooter. Like, he could play a little bit. I did some research. I researched him up, so it's kind of like, when I played Austin from our company, I watched some video of him playing somebody. I only needed to watch about 5 minutes to know I wasn't worried about him. But Yates, if he gets in a little bit better shape, he could score a couple threes.
Yeah, I will at least score.
And he said he'd score 4. He'd get 4 on a game to 16. He'd get 4 on me. Is what he said. So.
Yes.
All right. Well, anyway, Scott, we appreciate you coming on to the show.
Andrew, thank you very much.
You know, thank you guys so much. We're honored to be involved in helping give back to Tampa Bay and to the South Tampa Y. And we would be at the Gobble run, but we'll be out of town with some family stuff. So I would be there attempting to beat her. I'd be chasing her down, you know. So